calm enough to go inside of the Starbucks and, or not the Starbucks, but McDonald's, and not have a panic attack going in there. So that's what I'm gonna go attempt. I'm still freaking out a lot. I having my older brother close by made me feel better. Having Jerry Sparks close by made me feel better. Having Jamie or her son nearby made me feel better, made me feel safer. More importantly, being around Natalie Bollinger made me feel safer. Being around Lana Engeline was always scary for me. Being around Amanda Engeline was always scary for me. Amanda's nice, she's just not smart. So she's got to depend on Lana's brains. Lana is really smart. She's just really selfish and controlling and conniving. I'm going inside of the McDonald's here now. The situation earlier was very scary for me. And, you know, that guy, Alexander, he was there for a few different situations. He also was in jail for 45 days. And, you know, I don't know what to believe about where Molly's at, but I do know that, yes, I very much need to be afraid of her. There's also the situations that with various stalkers, they needed to be taken seriously. Alexander, that one of the videos about Girl Interrupted, it ended up being a lot of time with me talking about that guy. Or talking with him, I should say. And we did talk about the Molly situation. We also established he was in jail for 45 days. He went into the McDonald's, and he seemed to be a lot more fucked up when he came out than he was when he went in. There's a reason I asked him if he went in there and did a bump in the bathroom. One of the words that you guys might have noticed that I use when I am describing people who use methamphetamines in a certain way, gackers. Gacking is when you're doing the full body movement gacking out thing. The difference between a gacker and somebody with Tourette syndrome or somebody who's just a tweaker. A tweaker might appear at first as if they have Tourette syndrome. Oddly enough. You got to look in their eyeballs and see if they dilate. When somebody's in extreme stress, sometimes their eyes are already dilated. But also, when people are on meth, their eyes are dilated. For me, my eyes don't dilate. I mean, they do, they just dilate normally. So, because of the abuse that I endured as a kid, getting beaten up, knowing that I was going to get beaten up and that if I fought back, it was going to hurt 10 times worse, I learned how to control my emotions. When you guys tell me to control my emotions, I absolutely do. Some pain is unbearable. You know, when Rod Nordyke lost his son, that's a horrible thing to have to go through. But he had his wife. He had the roof over his head. I loved Natalie very much, just not the same way that she loved me. Mandy Singer, after reading it, she was of the opinion that Natalie was in love with me, was still in love with me, and kept on hinting that she was still in love with me and trying to fucking push me to understand that she was in love with me. And a few other people who have read the messages between Natalie and I said that. There's also more than one that said, dude, you guys were definitely fucking friends. And yeah, she wanted more, but like, yeah, I can see there where she might have gotten confused just because of her state of mind and because she was on drugs. But yeah, anybody who's sober wouldn't have taken that the way that she did. They would have realized that you're literally stating a fact. You're not trying to even hint that you're not interested. You're trying to redirect her to not be interested. Or you're, you know, like when I said I'm glad you got over it, you know. And I was also told that I took that wrong. When she typed to me that she used to think she was in love with me, and I was letting her know I was glad she got over that. It's the way that she typed it, because that's not exactly how she typed it, and there was a little bit more to it. I was told, dude, she fucking thought she was in love with you. Seriously, right there, she's trying to get you to take a fucking hint. You're a fucking retard. Like, seriously, Sean, how can you be so stupid as to not realize that this little girl is fucking strung out on fucking heroin and fucking infatuated with you because you're the only guy being fucking good to her? Like, there's lots of people being nice to her. They fucking want some pussy. Like, dude, seriously, you should have known what the fuck you were stepping into there. You should have known that she thought she was in love with you. You should have known from the first fucking moment. Like, I got fucking screamed at because I was too dumb to realize that Natalie literally still thought she was in love with me. A couple of times she stepped over the line, and the things that I typed at her, yeah, the people who fucking actually looked at the goddamn evidence are like, dude, fucking, you told her how it was. Like, here you're being really friendly, but you're not typing any I'm in love with you, or I can't live without you, or, you know, you should leave him and be with me, or anything fucking creepy shit like that. You know, you guys aren't talking about sex or fucking blowjobs or fucking killing people or anything like that. Like, you guys are legit friends. Fucking duh. Duh. I'm well fucking aware. Alright, I got my pockets full of crap. Where the fuck is my goddamn cane? It's pretty fucking important. Jesus, goddamn Christ. I am fucking useless. I'm constantly overwhelmed. There's stuff I gotta do, but I can't function well enough to do it. I'm constantly afraid that if I get started doing something important, I'll have to leave it in moment's notice because somebody's insulted that I'm there, and I've had a panic attack fucking all day long. fucking raining out enough that it's dripping in my paperwork. I gotta make sure it doesn't get fucking ruined. Hopefully that's far enough back into the back that it doesn't get fucking ruined. Alright. Hopefully it's not raining. It's barely drizzling now. It's good. Hopefully I won't get it near my computer and fucking ruin it. Hello. Getting coffee. Don't tell anybody. I'm definitely having a much better day now that I came in here and seen you some smiles. Yes, sir. It's beautiful. Singing in the wind, just singing in the rain. With no worries feeling, I'm happy again.
It's all good. Yes.
Bonjour, Madame. Un and of just one ham. No, I want coffee instead.
Want to do coffee instead?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do the large?
Yes, ma'am. With 15 sugars and I guess 7 cream. Leche and yes, ma'am. Sorry, I should stop tapping that. It's annoying, but it's necessary. I had a panic attack all day in my car, and I'm like, alright, I gotta go into McDonald's. I got stuff I gotta do. And then there was a guy who was pretty messed up and came and talked to me for about an hour, so I was as kind as I could to him. I even gave him some change so he'd come in and get a hammer and anything of that.
That's nice of you.
Still having a panic attack about it. I know he doesn't mean anything by it. I'm just.
What did he do?
He didn't do anything. He's just. I don't know. He's a lot different than I'm used to him being.
Like behavior?
Yeah, he seemed like he was messed up on heroin, but he was telling me he was alright, and that's actually how he was sober.
I'm gonna back here.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You been outside?
Yes, sir. I'm just standing in front of it to be rude. I figured there's a drive-through, you might need to catch up, and you know, if I kept everybody backed up in here, it'd give you a minute to catch up back there. Either that or I'm full of it and my eyes are brown. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Okay.
Enjoy.
I'll at least pretend to. I like the company, not the coffee. I don't really like coffee no matter where it comes from. I like cream and sugar. Oh. I don't know how to fix the resolution on my camera, so bear with me. There's a little bit of stuff I might be able to do with my computer. I did get a 128 gigabyte USB drive. I got a second one in there somewhere. I just don't know where it's at. The other stuff that I had to invest in was for the cameras. I don't always have the ability to have my phone out in a moment's notice. That's one of the things that's important when you're being bullied or stalked or victimized, is that if you've been prevented from turning them in repeatedly by cops, intimidated for trying to turn them in, being treated like it's an insult for you to try to turn in a predator if you're a male and homeless, it's horrible. Having to go in alone always sucks. To be treated like you're the criminal for trying to turn something in, to try to shame you for trying to turn something in, that's horrible. They didn't want to treat the threats or the harassment or the assault before Natalie was killed seriously. My friends didn't want to, the cops didn't want to, the therapist didn't want to. They all had different advice, and it was all expensive advice. And of course, I got to go to these people in order to get that advice, which ends up being expensive. And then, of course, the government divvies out your tax dollars to all these places that I'm going to try to get help from people who are literally going out of their way to not help, to not understand the situation, to not understand what it is that I'm trying to tell them, to repeatedly, well, you can see the points in many of these conversations where police went from almost might have been helpful to the point where they were straight up hostile in most cases. Some of them started off straight up hostile because that's their standard go-to. And some of them, you can see how they were interested in what I was saying, and it's because some of the predators that I was trying to explain the situations about, they personally knew and don't personally like. But the problem is, you can hear those people talk to me as soon as they realized that there was already officers involved and that they had not done the right thing, that they had misled the situation or even outright lied to other people there in order to get them to believe things that were untrue. Now, since they did that with a badge on, and that's something that needed to be brought up, I was prevented from being able to get a court date, which sucks. Anyway, there's a bunch of evidence. Oh, let me show you this. This is what I gotta deal with every time I turn on this computer. All right. one of the things that sucks is having to post everything up in public before I go in and turn it in. Because if I try to go in and turn it in first, then they can sell whatever narrative they want about it. And that's it. I have no recourse. If I explain what I'm trying to do and why before I go in, and then they try to pull something stupid. Well, at least my intent was made known. Now it did get to the point where after months and months and months of the Bollinger's messing with me, and Natalie Bollinger's ex-stepmothers pretending like they're going to help me and playing head games with Sarah Johnson Miles lady. And of course, Shannon Alvarado being a fucking alcoholic, like, of course she didn't turn it in. They even tried to help turn it in. She swore she was gonna. That's literally what she was gonna do when I went to California and she was drunk. That was at least. I'd be genuinely surprised with the number of alcoholics that I stayed with and the number of meth addicts. It was horrible. Now this lady who's going to advocate here, she's sober, but she's got anxiety of her own, which friggin' sucks. You know, after cops ignored all that abuse against me, and my friends ignore all that abuse against me, and they take part, and they get away with it, how is that okay? My fucking head hurts. Oy. Is tonight 9 or 11?
9.
Like,
9 o'clock. 23?
alright. Alright, so that gives me about 2 hours. I am fucking completely out of cigarette butts. I got one little teeny tiny rollie, and I did find my tobacco pipe. It just took for fucking ever. Fucking tastes like holy shit. They close at 9, so that gives me 2 hours to try. The worst part is that medications make it worse. I need the fucking heebie-jeebies. Hell yeah. What shit, yes, I got something to eat. Sweet and hangy, but you know what? I didn't even remember I had these. I had given that to that lady last night. See, a lot of people, they want to get demanding, and right now, that's the reason that I try to specify, you know. I don't really keep sleeper hours. I mean, I'm awake that late, but usually at night, I'm trying to fucking wind down and prepare myself for the fact that I gotta stay in a parking lot that's used for wiener drags and shit. Anyway, Alexander, I like him well enough, you know, he's not mean to me in any way. Not intentionally anyway. I mean, you know, he's a dude and I'm a dude, and dudes kind of have a mutual disrespect for one another, which is kind of how we show our respect. I know it's strange, ain't it? I gotta crush him first. I was helping her and her son get food the day before yesterday, and the day before that. The day before yesterday, it was on my food stamp card, but the day before that, it was like $17. That's, I know, not a lot of money, right? Fed 3 people. They didn't come in. I just tried to give them the card and have them run all the way back. The manager did that and run all the way back to the front after they got their food and give me my card back. So I don't know how much is on my card. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna what that lady is saying she's not gonna help me except with the hospital thing. The stuff that happened today, like no reason to send it to her. Sucks. See, this is fun. This is pretty important paperwork, actually. Bunch of Snell's names. And my name, too. See, it's been fucking moved around so goddamn much. Alright, I got Doritos all stuck up in my gums now. Yeah. At least it's not entirely shitty flavor. Some people park weird.
Hey, you guys still have breakfast items all day or not? Sorry, what was that? Oh, I was talking. Do you guys still do breakfast items all day or no?
We only do burritos, hotcakes,
Oh, you.
oatmeals.
Oh, that's it. But those are all day.
Yeah, those are all day. Yes, sir. Thank you.
What were you wanting? Just to know if you guys still do breakfast all day.
No, it's hotcakes, oatmeal, and burritos.
Someone got
Yeah, that's true. Very, very true.
especially when we eat this every Sunday.
When I was with my husband, we go out and we'll have something to eat every Sunday. But then we'll work out, do everything else. So, trust me.
I know.
It's hard.
I don't have to do I'm so tired after work. Like, I can't clean my
My
house.
husband, he'll do 2 sets of whatever, do his running, and then do another 2 sets. Like, dude, you are insane. He's down to 193 from 235 in 5 months. I'm only down to 225 or 220. 200 from 225.
That's still good in 5 months.
We're only up to, I go to 1900 euros.
Same commitment.
I know, I was dying. So bad. I do exercise for anything, cause I can't, so I don't, like, after everything, I'm like, you know, I do it.
We have stairs at work and I am up and down them probably 50 every single
Yeah, that's how I know, it's gonna be up beside that. No, but I don't want you to
I'm not here. I'm somebody else, obviously. I actually didn't come in here to buy anything today because I am flat broke. I just came in to show you my ID, of course. Makes it look like I'm an official something, I don't know. I just wanted to make an official complaint. Whoever it is that smokes cigarettes and throws their butts outside in that little cubby hole today did not do that. And I don't have any cigarettes and it's unfair. All right.
Well, hey, that must be Kyron, because I know that they're not smoking indoors next door anymore, and everybody who's on staff today, I know, doesn't smoke cigarettes. So if you see a little midget walking around, that's the one. You can kick him. The little dwarf walking around on the property. That's it.
Oh, I definitely know him. He, yeah.
He's our little garden gnome.
He's definitely nice.
Oh.
He came over and gave me a few bucks and a little care package about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago.
Yeah, no, he's a real sweet kid. Everybody looks at him and is just like, are you even old enough to be in here?
Right? I wasn't gonna say nothing because I try not to be judgmental or instrumental or any kind of mental, but that's because I'm pretty mental.
Hey, I feel you. I hear people saying that they got ADHD or they got ADD, all this stuff, and I'm just like, man, I'm just ODD. I'm just fucking odd.
Right? Yep. I think I got like mental syphilis or something. Something that scares people off. Like, yeah, I'm having a bad day and I'm scared, so I'm trying to stay to myself. So that means call the cops on me. Thank you, Karen.
Fucking Karens, man. Fucking Karens.
Right? Like, man, I'm sorry your daddy didn't hug you right, but that's not my fault.
Seriously, no need to take it out on the rest of us.
Exactly. I'm ugly. I'm not one of the guys that you dated. So obviously, since we never dated, I couldn't be one of them douchebags. All right. By reason of insanity, I win.
I don't hold up in this court, partner.
Right? See, that's the thing, is that common sense is actually common. See, common sense is, hey, that's cool and that's shiny and I want to know what it feels like. And then you touch it. And sometimes what's pretty and shiny is also hot. And you learn from the fact that it's hot and it burns. But if your mommy and daddy tell you not to touch the burner for first 5 years of your life and you never touch something that burns, and they say, hey, don't do that, it'll burn you. Well, eventually you're going to do something stupid like, hey, you know what? Now I'm big enough, I can climb up on the counter and I can open up the big counter, the big cabinet above the stove, and I can get the cereal for myself with the marshmallows in it. Mm-hmm. Like my friend.
You just don't learn by yourself. You just learn from being told. That ain't learning. That ain't experience.
Yeah, what did he do? He stepped right on top of the
burner.
Yeah.
Bottom of the foot.
Actually, I don't think it was Lucas Haas who did that. I think it was his little brother, but that was over 30 years ago, so I can't remember.
Still be hop floating around today, I tell you.
Yeah, I had a couple of people try to offer me weed. I'm like, I don't accept it. I'm only going to the dispensary. I'm sick of the fentanyl and the this and the that, and no, I'm not going to smoke off your pipe.
Right.
Guy came today and talked to me next to my car for, I don't know, probably about 30 minutes. My fingers were freezing and they wouldn't work. Finally he left and then he came back. He was even more screwed up than when I'd given him some money to go get a hamburger.
Christ almighty.
All right. Well, I better get back over to McDonald's where I got my stuff sitting and waiting for me.
Hey, no worries, partner.
And don't forget to whine at whoever didn't leave their cigarette butts back there for us filthy, scroungy nasties. What like a picture. Yes, I just went into a marijuana shop. I did show my ID. I did not buy anything. And I joked with them people because they're pleasant to me. Like I said, I don't smoke pot very often. And I only get it from one place. That's because it's cheap, it's good. People don't get all fucking creeped out because I'm a straight edge fucking square. Fucking Christ. It hurts to walk. And if I don't walk, then I fucking get all stiff and can't fucking move, and then it hurts worse to walk. I sat in the fucking car all day having too much of a goddamn panic attack to get out of the goddamn thing. It's not medicine that fucking fixes that. Pot doesn't even fix that. Pot is useless in this fucking situation. A lot of people, that's their miracle cure-all. No, it's not. It's your fucking drowning out. You know, I can understand if you have had a really fucking bad week and, you know, you might happen to have 3 or 4 beers in an hour. I can understand that. I can't understand telling somebody that you're going to help them and then having a big-ass fucking bottle of wine and trying to help them then when you're fucking drunk. There's a lot of shit that don't make no fucking sense to me, and it really wouldn't make any sense to the people doing and saying these things if they weren't drunk. Alright. Well, looks like Alexander left some garbage out here for us. Red cigarette. Well, thank you, Alexander, for leaving garbage. That's not cool. Obviously, I spoke too soon about going into the McDonald's because I'm in a lot of pain and not able to function. Of course, I had to do some pretty fucked shit today and yesterday. Had to treat my brother like he was well, you know what? I gave him equal treatment, except I couldn't give him equal treatment. I made it as obvious as possible that it's satire. Not entirely. Let me explain it like this. He let people harm me for literally years. His junkie and druggie buddies. All of them know that I don't do drugs. All of them. Nearly all of them took advantage of me over this situation. And you expect me to be nice and to be happy. I got complete and total fucking strangers that didn't fucking know Natalie Bollinger, didn't know shit about the fucking situation, getting a hold of me and fucking harassing me for literally years. I got other people who claimed that they were good people and they wanted to help and I could trust them. And I explained to them that if they weren't telling the truth, it was going to fuck me over severely and that I couldn't trust them. And of course, they want to promise up and down, oh, Sean, believe me, believe me, believe me. All right. Oh, wait, never mind, Sean. I'm too busy. Oh, I'm sick. Oh, my kid got beat up to school. Oh, today I have cancer now. Because last time I had the flu. And the time before that I had fucking... Jesus Christ. I don't know if any of these folks have actually given me made-up illnesses that they magically ended up with. But the point is that they never had the intention of coming forward. From the very start, they didn't have the intention of coming forward. I had to deal with web sleuths. My friends didn't want to understand before Natalie was killed. They didn't want to understand why I was going to them for help. They couldn't stop giving fucking advice. The ones who said that they would help me anyway. The ones who said, hey, Sean, if you come here, all this. and all that, and you fucking didn't. Now I can't function. Which obviously must be a choice, right? I mean, yeah, I'm fucking scared shitless of being in public, but it's fucking justifiable fear. Yeah, I don't have as many people assaulting me here. I don't have as many people threatening my life. I don't have as many... But also the resources that I have are gone. Fact is that I do have predators here. I've got evidence of it. I've gone in repeatedly to try to turn it in, but having to turn it in alone fucking sucks. Like, they got rooms at the police stations where if somebody's abused, they're supposed to be allowed to use that little room. I don't have a little room of my own to sit in peace and fucking quiet and work on this. I gotta do internet shit. I did get a fucking apartment in Sydney, Nebraska, but that didn't work out because I didn't have any fucking money for goddamn internet, because all my fucking money was going to go back and forth between the fucking courts and fucking Nebraska. Because in Nebraska, I was almost decently reasonably safe from all that fucking hell. But not really. I mean, Christopher Kurth made my life hell for a whole fucking year. Over a year. I think it was 3 or 4 years overall before Cody Kurth actually got involved. See, it's not that I'm fucking crazy or schizophrenic or making shit up. It's that there's so fucking much of it. I like Chris Kurth. No, I fucking don't, and I don't have to. I'm not required to like my fucking abusers. I barely knew Chris, and there was no reason for him to pull the shit that he fucking did. There was no reason for Carl Snell to pull the fucking shit that he did. Fucking goddamn it, there's like fucking sticky shit all over the goddamn place, and I just want a fucking cigarette. Will a cigarette make it all better? No. Will a cigarette make me not want my life to end so badly? No. Well, that's a big pile of fucking evidence. It's all over the fucking place in here. shouldn't be out here. I should be in there with my stuff. Okay. Maybe if I open up every one of these fucking packages, there'll be enough for a little teeny tiny snipe. That one's gross. Maybe I can make a crutch for this. That might work. No, but it ain't gonna work. Fuck it. Fuck. I moved everything. I can't find a fucking functional lighter. Boogers.
But that's because I was still considering in the valley here. Not gonna happen. I did call them and left a voicemail and asked like if I did move it up to like earlier in the day.
This is working.
Okay, but I just have it keeped up like that. I just take over it. This one I just did it so bad. Tomorrow. Well, because like Tuesday is Sunday. Tomorrow is Monday. So I can't.
No, it's not gonna work.
They got camper and at least say for a park but I'm just gonna be stressed out about it. I'm just sleeping. Because it was that really cool, like already have someone up in my room. Because yesterday morning was fresh at this site. There was like literally like no sign. There's nothing posted on online. There's no signage anywhere from like determining to the parking lot about like limited hours for parking at the car or like no overnight parking. And so it's like this little overlook area, probably like a natural bird thing. Then I saw and put in that like, okay, yeah, I was right. And this sheriff comes pounding and like you can't be parked here overnight. It comes to like he didn't tell me to leave it. Let's do it. And then they're like after dark. Like around like 11, like. But it's just like how am I supposed to like what like they just Here's what I was like, if y'all, like, to the point that, like, the sheriff's coming out of the door, it's like, if it's, if you legitimately can't say somewhere and say, then you should have something. I prefer no man's land. I don't trust other people.
You still hear shit and they're all strung out. Sorry. I'm sorry. Well, YouTubers, I'm in McDonald's. I'm still having a severe panic attack from the situations with a lot of the different addicts around here, and also with the police, how they treat me every time I try to get something done.
Well, number one,
They don't have any time for investigating. They just run around harassing people, saying you can't be here, you can't be there. I hate boogers.
Thank you.
Have a great night, guys. I'm sorry about that. What's up, Sean?
Hey Wyatt, can you hold any can?
Having anxiety from on my YouTube channel, talking myself, pretending I'm not scared shitless. I figured I'd come get a burger. You guys close at 9. I'm trying not to rush myself, but then I won't do anything.
Okay.
But if I do something normal, because I mean literally all day long I've just been too scared to get out of my car.
Yeah.
I tried to help that lady with her son.
The lady with her son?
Yeah, the one the other night. with the
Candace?
random- Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to help people when I can, but I mean, I'm not rich. Every time I use this, I expect it to be a client. If that tells you anything. But I did go down to Center Market, get her and her son some food, night before last. Last night I told her yesterday that I'd help her get some food. She didn't call me till late at night.
Now, why is she having you do that? Does she have a job?
I don't know. I just know that I'm not gonna let that kid go without food.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a crackhead or a
Yeah.
heroin head or a junkie or an alcoholic.
The kid doesn't deserve that. Yeah, you're right. You're completely right. That's my her son is actually my friend's kid. Yeah, her dad is my friend.
Oh, I'm not gonna get in trouble.
No, I've known him for many, many, many years. We all went to school together. Me and him and his twin sister and
A lot of times people tell me not to help out others, that always bring me food, but when somebody's taking advantage of me, I know they're taking advantage of me, so they're not taking advantage of me.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
whatever purpose, I got her food, that's what she asked for.
Yeah. She doesn't get any money off of you, you should be okay.
Yes, ma'am, I'm gonna trust your word on that.
You should be okay because I don't know if she still is, but I know that she was before. So I'm pretty sure if you're doing it for her, for the kid, I'm pretty sure you'll be okay with that.
Alright.
You know what I mean? Yep. Have a good night, Sean.
You too, Miss Amber. Oh, sorry. Alright, YouTube, I'm back. I wasn't sure how to pause it, so I just. It disconnected, so I just left it disconnected. Nothing gets done, and then I scream for help. You know, I don't want to be out in public. I don't want to be around people. I don't want to be told to go places, to turn in people who hurt me, to have to go in alone and be treated like I'm a criminal for trying to turn it in. The guy who assaulted me, he choked a woman out in 2018. He was assaulting people here in town, one of them in front of me. The cops just wanted to intimidate me into not turning him in and tell me, you don't need to get a protection order against him. No, I do. That was the 6th time that guy had done something directly to me. 7th, oh my god, there's so many videos, it's probably more than that. I just realized there's more instances. There's ones also that he's doing that stuff to others, like when he assaulted that lady right behind the church. Yeah, I got that on camera. On my YouTube channel right here in Tillamook. Then there's that guy that was holding that lady down and she was screaming for help. I went over there, I got that recorded. He stopped holding her down, he got up and he was not gonna stick around for that. You scream for help anywhere near me, I'm gonna get out with my camera, I'm gonna be really loud. When that Jamie lady was at the church parking lot and it was being run like a friggin' prison yard and that guy punched her in the back of the head, she was screaming at him, leave me alone, leave me alone. She was screaming at him about being raped. That it's not okay for him to do that and he needs to go away. And he ran up behind her and socked her in the back of the head. And yeah, all those homeless people there, men and women, saying, oh, you know, it's never okay for a man to hit a woman. Oh, they just sat there and watched. They didn't say a word. Here, maybe we could bring that up for you guys to hear. I'm gonna play that video for you. And then after that, maybe we'll play earlier the video of the 14-year-old girl who was assaulted by the sheriff because she was trying to tell on her stepdad. That was right here in Tillamook too, just so you know. Like to pull up the audio recording devices, stuff. I don't have the time tonight, but I really want to be able to show you that. That's from one of the churches, one of the ladies who works at the church named Donna. She talks about the extensive KKK around here and how it's a safe haven. Like it sucks. Alright, I'm gonna unplug my headphones and see if we can get this. Alright, I'm sorry, it doesn't do so well. I'm trying to turn this around so I can show you the video. This one right here. Listen to the Dalles, Oregon. Obviously, I've clicked on it a couple of times. My computer's slow. It's full of stuff just like this. Like earlier today with that guy by the side of my car. There's Jamie right there. Why won't it play? Come on, quick. Alright, well, there's Jamie getting away from him. It won't run. Here he is. There he stalks her in the back of the head, right there. That's where I yell. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can. Alright, here it goes. make it big so you can see it. Oh, come on. He just pushed her. That's why I said, well, I pressed pause so that it can do that and actually play without hopefully freezing up again. That's true. Yeah, just keep following us. You just come, get away from him. That's all she wants to do is get away from everybody just watching.
Hey! Hey!
Yeah, I screamed at him. Goddamn right I did. I mean, you know what that
We can't have people hitting people. That ain't okay. All right. I'm Sean Schwartz. Sean Schwartz.
That's my sister. Right?
It doesn't make it okay to hurt people.
If I do a beat, I give you some breed on the face.
No, he fucking socked her.
I'm Sean Schwartz. Sean Schwartz.
That's my sister. Right?
It doesn't make it okay to hurt people.
If I do a beat, I give you some breed on the face. Sure, shut the fuck up.
I
That's
know.
my sister. You want to get involved in my fucking family?
I'm scared for her, and I'm scared
No,
for her.
that's my family, all right?
Now, you see,
That's my
this
family.
right
I'm
here
part of this
is why I
fucking
gotta
family
be
right here.
diplomatic.
This
This
goes
guy
over there
talks about
fucking driving
fucking
people crazy
killing
all day.
people in
Everyone's
just a
not mental
minute.
here. No one's
aware of
stable
that.
here. Nobody.
And that's why I'm trying to get help
I
out
do
here.
a
That's
physical
why I've been
video
going through all of
See, that's the thing, is that through this whole thing, he's just gonna blame it on her, talk about how he's the good guy, about how somehow chasing her down and socking her in the back of the head is good for all of us. And just play a couple more minutes, you get to hear him talking about how he killed people, and that's not okay either. Alright, here's one from here in Tillamook. This one's pretty friggin' scary, actually. I'm sorry, this isn't the best variant of it. There's another one that's, the whole video is about 2 hours long. But we'll play this one here. Hopefully it'll play. Alright, here's the assault. Got it here.
you think she's
I'll pause it. The hour and a half video shows she's trying to tell her that. Oh, that's not working right. I'm sorry. She's trying to tell on her stepdad.
screaming for help. Play it again.
Officer gets out of the vehicle. Is this after the assault? Yeah, that's after the assault. I'll back it up to right
Spins
there.
her around.
Right there.
Takes a running start with her. Blam!
Doesn't say a word to her. It just gets out, runs over, grabs her, swings her around, and
Try that
slams her off
again.
the vehicle.
Yes, she's screaming for fucking help. Why do you think she is screaming for help? Play it again.
See, there's. Oh, come on now. We need to get it back to the beginning of the video when he gets out of the vehicle. It's like he literally gets out and he runs across the screen. Maybe here. I know I tried to play it a couple of times. I had to make several videos because it just wasn't working. I had to do it in my car. The lighting sucked. It just, everything sucked.
Adjusting it. You can see. There you can see the bottom of his feet, so we'll start
There
there.
it is.
Alright, so right there is the deputy's
There's the
feet.
feet.
runs over. There he grabs her,
Oh, come on.
spins her around, takes a running start with her. Blam!
Alright, so here's the thing. I had to use my phone to record this originally, and then in order to show just the assault itself, I had to try to record just that part, because that's the only part that apparently they cared about. It was a sheriff's deputy who did it. There was also a police officer that I tried to turn it into immediately. This 14-year-old girl's friends were there trying to tell the cops what was going on. They didn't care. They straight up ignored her. The guy at the lumberyard that's recorded on my channel the other day, when I started recording for my safety, because that guy had made a few comments at me that were, well, you don't approach people in public like that, it's inappropriate. Then he wanted to stare me down. And then there's the situation with Robert Warnick. I'm scared of Robert Warnick. I can show you that. Oh, not Warnick, Farnsworth. Robert Warnick was the sex offender in Chapel, Nebraska, who threatened to kill me and all sorts of creepy crap. The people, when I tell them that I record this stuff, that I tell the truth, that I show the truth, that these things do happen and they happen continually. That it's not just the police, it's not just our predators who do these horrible things. It's also the people who we go to for help. Alright, Robert Farnsworth. This one's, let's see, 26 minutes long, Robert Farnsworth, let's see. Alright. Alright, this is one where I was talking with one of his victims, so Robert Farnsworth, Tillamook, Oregon. Alright. This is about addressing Robert Farnsworth in the hospital. Food and Molly, Robert Farnsworth, my safety. Farnsworth again. This one's a good one. This one's the one where he tried to headbutt me, and I flinched, and he friggin' smashed his face on my top of my ugly ass dome. I did what I was supposed to. I went to all the churches that I'd already gone to for help, because I was told these churches would help. Go to the churches, go to the churches. Well, they didn't. Let's see. This one was just from a day ago, because I saw Farnsworth in here. The Scudders aren't a safety issue so much. Oh, here's some more of my predators on the internet. Here's some more. These guys are so much fun. Maybe this one. We'll turn down the volume in case they're screaming. Alright, it looks like this one's just me in the vehicle. I might be, looks like I'm keeping an eye out for something, but I don't think that's one of them. Let me see. Oh, this is St. John United Church of Christ. So you might have been screaming in this one. Since I don't get out of the vehicle. Oh, that's because, no, that's not the assault. Oh, this is one of my predators. His name is Bill Jensen, and he makes all sorts of videos like this. And this person calling himself an apologetic criminal. This site is entirely dedicated to harassing me and making fun of me. Lady from last night. What's this one about?
You turned right to my back. You ain't getting a goddamn thing from me. Not a goddamn thing.
All right, these are a lot of the people that that interact with me, they're alcoholics, they're volatile, they're not your garden variety alcoholics. A lot of these people are real heavy. This lady was driving everybody nuts. The reason that she was outside of the dollar store is because they ran her out of that place that Jamie was at. Like he said, not everybody there is a nut job, I think is the words that he used. Most of them actually are. Most of the people that are there are so messed up on methamphetamines and heroin that their perception of reality is just non-existent. And now I'm told that these are the places I'm supposed to go to for help. I tried bringing this stuff to the church folks and they blew me off. I tried bringing it to mental health and to the police and they blew me off. I'm definitely concerned for Jamie's safety. This lady right here, she just basically screams the whole time, and I don't know. I tried as much as I could to be nice to her. I got her clothes. She wanted me to get pot all the time. I'm like, well, how about, can I get you something to drink? I mean, you know, we're in that friggin' crappy heat and it's friggin' hot as hell. There's literally a place right next door where I can go get like something with ice in it, you know, but that's not what she wanted. So obviously this ain't the one I'm looking for. This one I think is about me posturing with Farnsworth.
This morning, I showed y'all a little bit of what equality looks like.
Oh, that ain't it. That's just me complaining about the mandated reporters and going to see a few of them that didn't do anything. I've got over 4,000 videos on my YouTube channel though, so it's not exactly easy. Oh, Alexander, that's the same guy that I saw today. This one's called Alexander and $5. That's him a few months ago. He sounded a lot more sober back then. He sounded a lot healthier, even though he was kind of messed up. Let's see. Oh, the Tillamook, Oregon code enforcement lady. She was a jerk. You can't park here. You can't park there. We were there at 10 o'clock and she's telling us that we have to leave. Like, it's 10 o'clock. We're allowed to be here. It's 10 o'clock. God, I wish I was better with the internet. I just really suck at this stuff. Maybe this one, I don't know.
I'll head back that way. So I guess Robert got beaten up last night by 3 other individuals, and the cops went by and just let it happen.
All right, we're gonna stop listening to that one. The reason for that, yeah, I'm gonna defend Robert Farnsworth a lot in this video, just because of his particular mental issues. I do that a lot. I get told, hey, Sean, you know what, that's your problem, is that you blame yourself, or, you know, you make excuses for the predators, you know, when they do this stuff too, you gotta stick up for yourself and so on and so forth.
You've heard, if you listen to the last video, I did take Dukes-Ryu Ninjutsu, and
Yeah, I did actually. Most of my Dukes-Ryu Ninjutsu was just my older brother beat me up with bamboo. This one's from when he was just here. No, that's not it. My channel, maybe? Let's see. This one's a thing on suicide versus being suicidal. How you drive your friends to commit suicide by telling them things like, you just need to let it go. It's not that big of a deal. or you start talking over them and telling them stories about your aunt or your uncle that experienced something similar in the past, or you start going off about how you have PTSD too, and then you go off about your traumatic story. If somebody has literally just been victimized and they're scared, they're having enough communication problems without you talking over them. Here's the doctor in Hood River. This one is an important one because I went to him about some individuals in that town poisoning me, and he verifies that I was poisoned, by the way, but he doesn't follow protocol. He's supposed to call the cops, and he didn't. All right, maybe. I think move this one over, maybe. All right, there it is. I only found this like a week ago. That allows me to search through my channel exclusively, which before I just had to, this is how I used to do it before. I'd have to type the name of whatever the title was, or whatever is closest to the title, and my name, and hope it doesn't bring me all the Sean David crap. Because there's the singer-songwriter that's name is Sean David, and obviously he and I are not the same guy. All right, so also some of the stuff with Farnsworth was all right. Now it's not loading up. There's Pierre Worsblack, aka Pierre Byron. All right, that one actually starts off. You can see that. That's Cora Bauer right there. She's one of my predators too. She was a real nice lady. You see that? Call me a stalker. You fucking stalker. You fucking weirdo. Shouldn't go around killing people. Hope you get caught. Like, yeah. Guess what? They found Natalie's killer. Christine Vuhit friggin' overdosed on fentanyl while I was in prison. You know why I was in prison? I tried to turn in, here, let's look this guy up, actually. We're going to type it up. We're going to type it up in the corner so you can see it for yourself. We'll type Nebraska. Oh, come on. Don't be frozen up. Nebraska Sex Offender Registry. See, it's already right there. You notice there was a bunch of state patrol and all that stuff else as well. It's because I looked that stuff up a lot. Because people are always wanting to know the numbers. I'm not sure which one is the main number by the time they're asking, so I got to go back and look it up, because by that time I've already got like 6 or 8 numbers that I've called that are all the wrong number. I've literally called every troop in Nebraska. Troop A, B, C, D, E, F, all of them. All of them sent me on a runaround for 18 months telling me it was nobody's job. All right, come on. Load up. And that up there, folks, is one of the issues I'm having as well. They closed down in 45 minutes. Oh, come on. Alright, maybe if I shut down my YouTube and my Facebook. Come on. Search by name. First name. Obviously there's multiple sex offenders here. Robert. Warnick. Submit. I've got a phone that's got this guy assaulting me on it. The problem is, he also broke the telephone in the assault. I'm sick of people victimizing us. I'm sick of people burning our camps down. You know, I don't even want to be anywhere near those hobo camps because I don't have to just worry about possible drug addicts and mass quantities of them that'll get volatile and steal your crap. It don't matter male or female. There's a serious rash of rapes going on in Portland right now. People keep telling me to go to Portland. They're raping men. I mean, bad enough men are going and trying to turn it in. I don't know if you've ever seen what it's like for a man who's been abused. I tried turning it in. My paperwork shows it. But this is the guy. This guy right here. Robert Franklin Warnick. He's the sex offender who threatened to kill me twice and then assaulted me. And I went to prison for trying to turn him in for the assault because I was also trying to turn in the sheriff for assault. So the sheriff and Robert Warnick just figured they'd work together and pretend like I stalked him. And that was it. 7 months in prison. They had to drop the charges and let me out, but that was long enough for them to, well, use prison as a scare tactic for me turning them in. You cannot scare me enough to prevent me from turning in sex offenders, dummy. You cannot scare me enough. When I say I'm not afraid of prison, that ain't true. The thing is, compared to these people getting away to do it again, I am not afraid of going back to prison. I'm afraid of how I'll be treated because I already know. However, I grew up in the system as a child. So I already knew what to expect. Prison's a cakewalk, even 23-hour lockdown. And that's what they put me on, 23-hour lockdown, because I told on this guy and a bad sheriff. This ain't the only sex offender I had to deal with either. Anyway, it's late enough. I can't actually do any of the things I planned on doing, but at least I showed a little bit of what's going on. The human trafficking thing is horrible. I'm sorry, my computer's going so slow. I didn't do that to make it complicated. That's one of the things many of my viewers complain about. I don't have any shine or polish on it because I don't know how. I'm in a constant state of panic and I can't function, and I have to do what's called normalizing. As an autistic adult, people expect me to look normal and act normal and be normal all the time. Also, I got Tourette syndrome, so I'm expected to act normal and be perfect all the time. If I'm nervous, it doesn't matter. If I'm nervous, I'm going to be scared and people will be able to tell that I'm scared. And rather than doing something about the situation, they treat me like I'm a schizophrenic retard. Here, we'll look at this one picture here. This is one of my female predators here. I already went through and showed you the news articles with Sarah Nelson, the warden at the Lincoln Correctional Center, where I was sent for trying to turn in Scott DaCosta. He called ahead and told them all I was schizophrenic, and they all had a heyday. The doctors there were so pissed. They're like, all right, they shouldn't have told us you're schizophrenic. You're clearly not. I don't understand why it is that they sent you to us. And of course, it got to be a very complicated situation. It takes me 2 trips to take my stuff outside, and it's 8:21. And I'm slow because my back is screwed up, my foot's screwed up. That's why I'm disabled. That's why I get a disability check. You have any idea how difficult it is to stretch a disability check when you got cops trying to frame you for a murder? Thank goodness they caught the guy who actually did it. But that never stopped the abuse. That never stopped the horrible exposure. And you know what? You can go on my channel and see easily 1,000 or 2,000 videos where I'm having a panic attack and you guys pretend like I'm evil. No, what I'm doing is I'm venting. I'm a sponge for the environment around me. When I've got a bunch of people threatening to kill me and screaming at me or screaming at other people around me, that's the thing about a safe environment. You don't have to be the one being abused. When you got PTSD and you got Shannon Alvarado getting drunk every night and screaming at her boyfriend, that's a scary situation. I turned in Michelle Ducini. She also worked at the Lincoln Correction Center. She was not the assistant warden like Sarah Nelson was, but she was still pretty high ranking. Oh, looks like it's, oh God, what's it doing now? Screw it. I'll just shut it down because it takes about 10 minutes. I'm slow as all hell, and I don't want to be a dickhead to these folks at the McDonald's. They are nice to me, you know. But like I said, there's a difference between nice and good. Used car salesmen are nice. Nice people are manipulators. All of them. They're cowards. Now, a good person is capable of being nice. A good person is not a coward. A good person stands up for what is right. A good person understands that if they're going to look away to the crimes against others, they deserve for those crimes to be visited upon themselves. All these folks wanted to look the other way when my loved ones disappeared. Many of them, when their loved ones disappear, they flip their flippin' wig. They threaten to kill everybody. It's horrible. I let my hamburger get cold. Anyway, I sat in my car all day, scared as shit, unable to speak, afraid to even type. That's kind of what happens when you get assaulted in multiple locations. You go to your friends and family, and some of them even assault you. I went to my little sister, she ripped me off. Yeah, she was going to help me for sure. The problem is you can't trust people who are strung out on drugs. But I had to. But he told me, hey, you have to go to a friend or family for that. You can't turn it in alone. You got to go to a friend or family, then turn it in. Tomorrow I'll try to get on and make a compilation of the videos with my little sister. We'll put together the one about my grandma's funeral in 2018, where she talks about my family and their intimidation and scare tactics. How they just wanted to separate her from me. And that's the thing, is that Tara and I have always been very close, and she would have actually helped me, and they weren't okay with that. By January of last year, when she had finally tried to help, she was strung out. She still told me she loved me though. So yeah, that's worth $1,800 and something bucks, right? I got the recording with my sister when we tried to turn in the paperwork so that I could have Scott DeCosta and his deputy been since 2018. They threatened my little sister that day. It does that sometimes. Bad connection. I tried telling on the warden when I was in the prison. Sorry, assistant warden. I arrested her. Same thing with Michelle DeCini. I tried telling on Michelle Quinn, but she wasn't actually arrested for any crimes that happened to me. Or crimes that I... Volatile Nebraska lesbian sheriff relationship. Fucking creepy. She was one of the ones who helped Scott DeCosta get away with the crimes he committed against me. I recorded everything that I could. The problem is Scott DeCosta did that in order to gain access to my evidence and destroy some of it. But he's stupid. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know where to look. So a lot of it's still there. Ooh. Now the fun part, that video with Jamie getting punched in the back of the head. She's beaten on so frequently, raped so frequently, and then she can't say nothing about it. Or scream or shout, because nobody's listening. That's why she screams and shouts. She's got head trauma. She's got trauma from being raped and beaten. And everybody takes it out on her because they can call her mentally ill and get away with it. Every single day, Jamie endures this. Every single day she goes through this. On that church, when Jamie tries to, they blow her off. They kick her off the property. When they kick her off the property, people leave the camp pretty quickly because they're going to go. I didn't find this out until later on, but they follow her around, and when they find a place where they can pull her into a nook or cranny, that's why she doesn't want to leave the church property. That's why she screams about what pieces of shit those guys are, and several of the ladies there, they did tell me about how often Jamie's raped, how often she's beaten. One of them said thank you to me for being there because I'm the only one who does speak out. One lady, she said that she's seen Jamie get beaten for years and years. I don't know how old Jamie is. She's probably older than me. She's got gray hair, but she hasn't like aged so that she looks like an old person. It's just her hair that's gone gray. So she's not ugly, and also she's not somebody that anybody's gonna listen to because she's mentally ill. Like the cops will literally stand there and take a report. Oh, god damn it. When I try to do stuff with a severe panic attack, it doesn't work out right. That's why somebody needs to be involved and help me. Instead of allowing people to take advantage of my disabilities. I understand people's reasons for a way like cowards. It's because they're cowards. They're also selfish. There's also a lot of people that got a hold of me that they wouldn't help me the way that I needed. They came back later and wanted my help in exactly the same way that I needed from them. Of course I did. Of course I spoke up for him. Of course I did so immediately. When Brandon Ratner came to me and told me his brother was missing. Oh, thank you, ma'am. Yeah. I don't remember where I was when the phone died. I guess I'll have to go back and listen to it. The situation with Alexander, I like him. You know, like I said, I use harsh words like junk to interact with him. And I'm going to give him a blanket. If I got a cigarette, I'll give him one. If I got food, I'll try to get him to eat. If they ask me for change for food, yeah, I'll try to if I got it. If they got kids, I don't need a sob story. I can see it's a kid. I remember being hungry as a kid. I remember having parents that were addicts and having to sit there patiently or quietly while. All right, I'm not going to talk about that in public. A lot of the parents that I know, they deal drugs because with the 2 jobs that they're working, they're not making enough, and it's hard to find a job that's going to work with their odd schedule. Also, they got to sleep eventually. They don't get to raise their kids. I mean, obviously, you're working all the time. Most of the victims out here, you know, they work together with them, which is why they're out here. So you've just been victimized, and you go to one of them, they start telling you their stories and about how you're being selfish for saying anything now, and then they want to go off about all of their stuff. And at first they start telling you their stories like they're trying to be supportive and emotional, but then the liquor gets to them or the booze gets to them and they start getting volatile and emotional. You go to people that you think are sober. Well, yeah, that's the problem. They're sober. They assume you're a junkie just like every other hobo. Not every homeless person is a junkie, just like not every homeless person is a rapist or a child molester or a murderer. Statistically, 80% of us are out here because we were victimized into it. 40% of us were dropped off here from foster care. That'd be me. Dropped off at 18 without even an ID. And there weren't all these programs that they have now for helping us out back then. So when I aged out, it was aging out by charges, I suppose you'd call it. Let me make sure I got everything. You know me, I get friggin' emotional and forgetful. Alright, so my cane is working weird because it's slightly wet just on the tip, so it keeps sliding. I'm gonna hurt myself trying to use it.
here busy, man. Everyone's out dusk.
Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Adios. People don't seem to understand the gravity of the situation. By the time they do, they're running in fear. I suppose wisely so in the short term. If you only plan on living for 5 years, well, I suppose looking the other way may somehow magically be to your benefit, but I severely doubt it. I see a lot of these families that could have spoken up. A lot of these families with autistic children who wanted to reach out to me, many of whom have been my friends for years. People who I tried to work together with, tried to coordinate with so that they would work together, like Laura Nelson and Amanda Demet. By the way, I did that well before the situation with Natalie. Like I said, this is a small town. People know people. Amber knows Robert Farnsworth. She also knows Candace. Obviously, I'm not interested in anybody getting hurt. I know that Candace, well, she's got her own history, same as me, same as you, all of us do. It's important to stay mindful of that. Now, I did have a couple of people warn me that she used to do certain things for money. And, you know, when you're a parent, sometimes you do those things. When you're a poor parent, sometimes you do those things. Doesn't make it right, doesn't make it okay. But the other thing is, it was never about her, it was about her son and getting him fed. You know, you don't get to tell me a fucking story like that and have me do nothing about it. I'm gonna fucking try. Would I be afraid to go in with somebody to turn stuff into the police? If they asked, oh, I'd be afraid, but I'd go. 2 heads are better than one. Having a vigilant witness who is aware of their tactics, that's useful in the extreme. Unfortunately, all the people that I know who are even close to being capable of understanding what it's like, they're all men, every one of them. It's hard to tell a woman what this is like without her telling you how much worse it is for women somehow. Being raped is dehumanizing. Being beaten for trying to tell on your predators, for following the proper routes, for trying the legal routes, for attempting to get the assistance that you needed to do so safely. And you gotta deal with a bunch of idiots who don't fucking understand what that means. They don't stop to comprehend that we are fucking hunted by law enforcement. They fucking hate us. God bless America, God damn it. when people have communication issues, I'm expected to understand. When they have issues with their phones or their computers, I am expected to understand. When I have those issues, well, I basically get blown off as if I'm making it up or as if I could snap my fingers and fix it right fucking now. I can't. Then, of course, we got to see how Jamie Curtis with the whole be patient. And then, of course, I was patient, but she didn't keep her word. And then when she wanted something, she wanted it right now. You get to hear in that video with Jamie Curtis. That's a different Jamie than the one that was assaulted in the Dalles. Jamie Curtis, well, that's a whole fucking shitty situation there. Then there's Katie Cahill. I never met her. She's one of these internet fucking nut jobs. Created a Natalie Bollinger site. She actually made 2 of them. One of them, it had Kara Johnston Miles and some of Natalie's family in it. And so she made it for them, basically. She invited them as admin, and then they kicked her out of her own group. So she didn't come forward to me about that. I had to call her much later, and she explained that situation to me. And I explained that's one of many situations needed to be sent to the cops. When she calls me from a restricted fucking number, that lets me know I can't trust her. I didn't start giving people's numbers out until Leslie Snell pulled her bullshit. Since then, I've used the privilege appropriately. I use it for scammers. I use it for people who take advantage. Good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind.